Welcome to Whiteland Restorations. Today we are fitting a pre-programmed, pre-mapped ECU by DGMAPS into the Clubsport.
Christmas has come early.
Yes, it has, in the middle of summer.
in the start of summer, more like. Yes, we have decided to go for a complete pre-mapped ECU instead of taking this to the rolling road. We could spot one off the shelf.
Because why not?
Because why not? No, these have got really good reviews.
Yeah.
Show us on the front what we have selected. So we have got EWS delete. That's the oxygen sensors, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Lewis. Right, okay. Let's move on. We have gone for a little crackle map because we are having a midlife crisis, and we have raised the rev limiter, haven't we, Lewis?
I don't know why we raised the rev limiter, because I never go into the red anyway.
Exactly, but it's nice to be able to,
Leanne
right?
was like, raise the rev limiter.
Just a
Raise
little.
it. What are you doing in the Clubsport?
I don't.
Scratching the splitters and bouncing off the rev limiter.
I discussed this in a previous episode. The pallet position was the problem.
It was, yes.
Pallet position problem. PPP. There we go. Right, where's the ECU? Is it in there?
It's in the boot.
It's in the boot?
Yeah.
Why are we in the bonnet then?
Let's hunt for ECU.
Hold on. Chat GTP, where is the ECU located? I know. It's in here. We're gonna get this off. It's plug and play, isn't it? Literally.
Yeah, so the reason why we want one of these, let's go into that.
Yeah.
Because of that manifold, basically.
Right, okay. Can we see down there? We need a torch. Right,
I'm
you
not
can just
finished, I need to reposition.
yeah, just have a little sneaky look down there. We have got.
They know, they've been following this, they know. We fitted some gravity performance headers or exhaust manifold onto this lovely car, and it's got 4 sets of O2 sensors, pre and post. So if this is a cat, pre and post, and pre is going, yeah, everything's great, and post is going, everything is not great.
There's something going on between here.
So this is deleting the post cat sensors.
Okay.
So it'll be able to actually have the power it once had, and then because this has been this is also a map, it's going to have extra va-va-voom.
The guys over at DGMAPS have kindly sent some fitting instructions and things. Basically says if you've got any problems, fix them, disconnect your battery, plug it in, and make sure you clear everything. You might also have to do a throttle reset. It might be worth us doing that anyway, because you're not happy with the throttle positioning, are you? You think there's a bit of a lag.
There's something wrong with the throttle. It's either the throttle or the maps. Something's not perfectly smooth. It's working, but it's not perfectly smooth.
Yeah, well, so we should do that throttle reset anyway. But yeah, this seems pretty simple. We're going to use our oh god, that's so good. That's such a good tool, Milwaukee underbonnet light. Every time we use it, I think we should have got that years ago.
Yeah.
So step 1, disconnect the battery, please.
Oh.
Okay, Lewis has dug his way into the boot. Oh, you're taking the positive off, are you?
You're taking both off. So
You're taking both off?
Yeah.
Wow. Good, because it'll power down everything, won't it?
what's sparking them out?
Yeah. No, leave the battery disconnected for a bit,
Right.
and we'll all be good. Right, so that is disconnected
Check.
to the front. There are no fault codes or anything on this car at the moment, so we don't need to do any fault code clearing. We're also not doing a idle control valve delete. We're keeping that, so we don't need to do anything with that.
Although, if we'd have thought about this before, we could have saved ourselves 50 quid from an O2 sensor.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the ones that we had to replace that we're deleting.
Yeah.
And another 50 quid on the idle control valve.
So what you're saying is you sprinkled £100 onto this.
£100 would have
Gone towards the ECU, yes.
Oh,
Well, mister. Noted.
Isn't hindsight a beautiful
It
thing?
is.
Right?
I'd say that's more damaging than scratching a splitter. So shame on you.
That first bolt was a little loose.
Was it really? There we go. Obviously that's the storage compartment in the front of the car. Oh, perfect. Even better. Right. I spy with my little eye something beginning with...
Computer. It's so neat, isn't it?
It's so neat.
Right, so I've got to unplug all this stuff.
Yeah.
And pull it out.
That's basically it. I mean, it's not screwed in or anything, is it?
No.
No, right, so unplug.
1, 2.
Is it just me or does this seem too easy?
Siemens.
Oh, Siemens, yeah. It turns out your BMW was full of semen, Lewis. There we go, let's get the spicy one in, shall we?
Yeah. Do you remember which way it was plugged in?
No. That's the last one. Let's have a look. So there, in fact, just looking at it, you wouldn't know it wasn't stock, would you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Right. Are you gonna
work.
I'm assuming, yeah. You're gonna go full in.
Yeah.
Right, let's get ready to button that up. So it does say here in the instructions that after fitting the ECU, it can trigger errors in modules around the car. So do a fault code clear, which we shall do, and then we'll do the throttle reset. So we'll be back in 2 seconds.
So here's our diagnostic system. Leanne's found a few fault codes, but then nothing for engine. It's all like seats and headlights and
I think it's just
boot lock and
yeah, because we've put something new on. I'm going to clear them. We'll see what comes up.
Right, we're back again.
There we go. It's cleared a lot of them. We seem to have a fault code for wipers and the boot lid unlocking mechanism. I don't think that's is the boot open?
Yeah.
Right, there's something, we'll have a look into that, but the rest of it is actually not relevant. The radio, we've changed the radio.
Yeah,
so,
that's why that's got a code. So great, we're ready for a start.
We're ready to go. There we go. Now, I'll tell you what, the more I look at this car, the more I go, that's a nice looking car.
The more I look at it, the more I go, who the bloody hell did the repair work on?
Don't worry, don't look at the paint. Right, we're going to go for first start. You be careful with my moniker. Loads of room. Right, first start. Well, it starts. It starts. Let it warm up. It's cold. It's cold. Right, Lewis is going to go out for a quick spin, get it up to temperature, and we'll see how it performs. Okay, first verdict. Lewis isn't 100% convinced.
On the fence.
You're on the fence. I took it out. I think it's better.
So I've been for 2 spins.
Yeah.
First time I was like,
Yeah.
Nothing really much going on there, is there? But then I thought, it's an NA car, it's very difficult to tune. So we got back here, we did the throttle reposition thingy, which we forgot to do. That made a massive difference. It's much smoother and better. And then Leanne took it for a spin. She says it's a completely different car. So well, maybe she's learning.
Maybe it's doing a bit of learning, but the traction control light was going and it felt like it was pushing me back in the seat, which I haven't felt on this car before. Lewis is going to go out for a third run now, and he's going to take you with him. So let's see what if third time's lucky.
Right, to start with, drivability, lovely. It's absolutely dead smooth. I think the throttle reset has really helped with the throttle position sensor. I've been having problems with that since we bought the car, so that's been a massive help. Going wise, yeah, it's just still going quite nicely. So it goes very nicely. In fact, it's one of the nicest cars I think I've ever driven of my own cars. My E30 is beautiful, but it's different. The E30 is like it's hard to explain. It's very similar to this, but it's more feedback. You're definitely a part of the machine, whereas in this it's so much more refined. You're still more of a part of the machine, but it's softer, it's more user friendly, it's gear changes are smoother, the clutch is softer, the acceleration is nicer, the steering is lighter. It's definitely maybe a little bit of learning involved with the ECU, trying to learn the car, trying to learn the no louder than it was. It's definitely back to how it was volume-wise from when I first had it. It's not loud, it's not in your face. It's very user-friendly sports car, I would say. I also love the way it handles. You could cover some miles in this and do some real good hacking about. Right then, let's turn around and get to our straight bit of road and give it a push. See what we get. Start my 0 to 60s in the same. Right, we've connected to a bunch of satellites. Drag it up, start measurement. So I'm going to put that in there. Ready, go. Definitely quicker. Oh, wheel arch rub. Interesting. Had that before.
So you've done your third drive, tell me.
Yeah. It's going well. It's back to being the car it was before the head gasket went.
Right, okie dokie.
I
So
can't tell, I don't think it's better.
but
I do like the crackle map. We also, I guess I'm expecting more from it because of the headers. Changing from the cats, taking the cats off, putting the headers on. I guess I was expecting a
bit more perkier.
Go out with it, but
I can honestly say it's the first time that I felt it pushed me back in the seat since.
you've not really been driving.
No, I haven't really been driving it.
We've been tickling around in it because it's been
getting run in, yeah. So I think we give it a couple more 100 miles to learn and get used to it.
Like you say, it is learning.
Yeah.
It's still learning. Maybe there's a few more tweaks to be made somewhere. But yeah, I'm happy with it.
I know you really you don't look it, but you're really happy with the crackle map.
I am happy with it. It sounds really cool.
It does sound really cool when you switch down.
Yeah. It does sound very cool.
No, it sounds really cool. So we're gonna run this for a little bit, and we'll give you an update in a future video.
Yeah.
But that's where we are now.
It has transformed the car. If you're going to have gravity performance headers, you need a remap.
You have to.
Brought this right back to where it was.
Maybe not its final destination.
Yeah.
Right. We'll see how it goes with the Clubsport journey. So that's all from us.
Ciao.
Ciao. See you next time.